this is KP here, author of two upcoming books, 43 international articles, grown by 10x times in last 5 years, working in the area of mind design and research. And now I'm going to discuss about how the subconscious mind is getting programmed. This is the most important thing. How many of you are excited to know how the subconscious mind can be programmed for greater success? I hope a lot of people, right? Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you about how the programming in the subconscious mind is taking place. So there are only four ways. How many ways? There are only four ways you can program your subconscious mind. Okay, so number one is when you are in the age group of 0 and 7. Unfortunately, we are not, right? So you can at least tell your kids who are in between this age, at least you can help them program their mind for greater success. Okay, so why it happens and how it happens during that age. In the age group of 0 and 7, your mind is in the frequency of theta, that is called as the hypnotic frequency or the recording frequency. And during that time, the hypnotic frequency or recording frequency is what? It is between 4 to 8 hertz. It is a very slow or low frequency. And during that time, the conceiving power of the mind is just like a tape recorder. Okay, so everything gets recorded in the mind during that time. Now, who are there at that time? Your family members, your relatives, your environment, your society. So without your knowledge, these people program your mind. So if you are programmed well, you are going to do very well in the future. And if you are not programmed well, then it's difficult for you, right? So that is number one way of programming your mind. Okay, now let me come to the second method to program your mind. The second method is the most important method, and you can use that method effectively, and that is called is repetition method or through habits. Okay, now the question is, what is this repetition or what is this habit? Suppose you are learning a new thing today. So what you are doing, as per the research, 1300 neurons get activated and they create a circuit. And if you start learning another thing, again another 1300 neurons gets developed and take that circuit away. But if you stop that learning, suppose you are waking up early in the morning, that is a new thing for you. Now, the moment you thought of that idea and start waking up in the first day, you have developed 1300 neurons. Now, suppose you are not doing that in the next day or subsequent days, what will happen is these neurons or the circuit that got developed will fall apart. It will got disintegrated. That is why, what happens, your program cannot take the shape. Your program uh, is not going to get completed. So that is why whenever you are going for the repetition method, the circuit is going to become stronger and stronger. So that is why whenever you want to inculcate or take one new habit into yourself, you need to repeat that again and again, so that it takes 2 months, 3 months as per the research, so that it is going to become a permanent, what is that, permanent pattern. Okay, that is number two. So let me come to number three. The number three is the most important thing, in fact, but it is very difficult to do. So that is called as the shock therapy or emotions. Okay, so suppose I'll give you an example. If you are a chain smoker and you are getting some illness, you have gone to the doctor and the doctor says that, sir, you are smoking so much, it will cause you harm, in the long run it will become a problem for you. Okay, you think that it is okay and you come back, again you start smoking, and after a few days again you fall sick. and you have gone to the doctor, and the doctor tells you, if you are not quitting now, you are going to die in next 3 months. What you are going to do? Are you going to die? Of course not. So what you are going to do? You are going to quit smoking. Similarly, it is emotion. Like, I can give you the example of 26/11, 9/11, or you have gone to a beautiful place which touched your heart. All these things, or a beautiful story, beautiful movie, you remember for a longer time. Why? Because emotion directly gets penetrated into your mind. I'll tell you in the next point, how it is getting penetrated into the mind. Okay, so this is number three. So what are the things, 3 points I've told you? The first is 0 to 7 years. Second thing is repetition. The third thing is the shock therapy or emotion. And the fourth is the most important, most powerful method. That method has changed my brain pattern like anything, and definitely it is going to work like anything for you. And that fourth one is, are you excited to know that? Okay, the fourth one is, during your sleep, you can change your program. How? Okay, so now I'll tell you what happens. The mind, I have told you that there is a conscious mind and there is a subconscious mind. Conscious mind is actually the master, it is the analyzing mind, and there is a big barrier, big wall between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, and there is a gate also in that wall, and there is always a security guard over there. So now the security guard is very powerful. It doesn't allow the conscious mind thoughts to get into the subconscious mind. So now the question is, when you can get into the subconscious mind. So when the security guard sleeps, at that time only you can get into that. So when that security guard sleeps, so let me tell you that. Actually, when you get into the sleep, right? When you get into the sleep, exactly before getting into the deep sleep, just 30 seconds or 1 minute, you get into the recording frequency, what you used to have in 0 and 7 years. That frequency you get during that time, during the period of 0 and 7 years. Yeah, sorry. During the time of 0 and 7 years, you got that frequency. Now also you are going to get that frequency, and during that time, the security guard is completely gone. Okay, so you can directly enter. So that is why whatever program, whatever thought, before getting into the bed, suppose you have certain goals, right, or you want to do some very important thing, just sleep with that thought, see that thought in the paper or something, and get into that thing, get that thought into your mind, and sleep. And slowly, what will happen regularly. Suppose you will say yourself that I'm confident, I can do anything in life. This is the kind of thought, that when it will go to the mind again and again, it will become a pattern in the mind, and it will become very strong. And after that, you will build that confidence. See, I was very much frightened to come in front of the camera and speak. Now I can stand without having anything in my hand. I can talk to you. Okay, so there are a lot of things that you can change in your life. At the same time, you have to be very careful. You should not watch televisions, social media, or anything, because there is always a possibility that you are going to get a negative thought, and that negative thought gets into your mind, and that is very dangerous. Okay, so I have told you these four things. One is 0 to 7 years, second one is the repetition, third one is the shock therapy or emotion, fourth one is during the sleep. Okay, so with this you can reprogram your mind for greater success. Okay, thank you very much. This is KP again, author of 2 upcoming books, 43 international articles, grown by 10x times in last 5 years, working in the area of mind design and research. Thank you very much again.